Hi, this is Maria. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're making a very simple and elegant Christmas card. We're going to be using One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. This is so pretty, you almost don't need anything else on it. We're going to use Horse and Sleigh stamp set and also Brightest Glow because it just has a bunch of beautiful sentiments. So if you don't like what comes here, these are very simple sayings. I recommend this one, Brightest Glow. Okay, so let's get started. Here are your cutting instructions. If you don't want to write this down, don't worry. Go to the blog, mariascraftroom.com, and you will see all the written instructions there. This is Misty Moonlight, cut in half to 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. This is going to be our card base. This is our designer series paper. Isn't that so pretty? From One Horse Open Sleigh, cut to 4 by 5 1/4. You need a 4 by 5 1/4 white. This will be your insert on the inside, and 2.5 by 5 inch to put our horse on, horse and sleigh. All right. Like I said, go to the blog if you need written instructions or if you just want that list. All right, so let's get our horse done first. Now, I don't have a block that's big enough to stamp this, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use my Misty. Stampin' Up! Had a stamp positioning tool. It is no longer offered, so I can show you this one, which I've had for years. But any stamp positioning tool will work when you need a large surface. Like I have my biggest block. We do sell a bigger one, but I don't have it. This is my biggest block, an E, and it is not big enough to hold this stamp. So a stamp positioning tool is really good for that. Also, you can stamp over and over and over the same image if you need a better stamp impression or if you just simply want to mass produce things. So I'm going to put my 2.5 by 5 basic white right into a corner here, and I'm going to set my stamp right on it. And we're going to fussy cut this out because I didn't buy the dies. A magnet over the paper just so that this paper doesn't move, and we will close the lid in order to make that stamp stick on the lid of this device. Okay, this is not Stampin' Up! Product. All right, and we'll take this off, and now my stamp is stuck onto the card front. It's stuck onto the lid here. And it doesn't matter that this popped up because I popped it right into the corner, so it's going to be just fine. I'll put this back down. I really need a magnet in the corner over here. Actually, let's see if we can do that. Let's do that again, because you don't have to be stuck in a corner with this stamp positioning tool. I'm just positioning myself so I can have more magnets on the paper, just to make sure it doesn't move. All right, I'm going to stick that onto my lid of my stamp positioning tool. Beautiful, and now my piece of paper didn't move at all, and I can stamp away. So I'm going to use Early Espresso because that is a color that is in this designer series paper. This is Misty Moonlight and Early Espresso in here. That's so pretty. I love this paper. All right, so we're just going to go right onto the stamp. Stampin' Up! Used to sell one, a Stamparatus, and I never bought it because I had this, and now I can show you this. All right, so the way this works is I'm just going to simply press that onto my paper, and if I don't get a good impression, I can stamp it again, give it a little rub, or I can simply add more ink to it and keep going, keep trying. until you get the perfect impression. These things are absolutely beautiful for this stuff. Just give it a nice rub until you're happy with it. And because it's stuck down with magnets and this is not going to move, you get a beautiful impression that you can just do over and over if you need to, if it doesn't stamp right the first time. I love these stamp positioning tools. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. All right, so that was Early Espresso. I'm just going to take a baby wipe and clean this off, and I will clean it further later on. All right, we'll put that aside. Okay, so I'm going to take some watercolor pencils. I love my watercolor pencils. And we're going to color this in. Now, the One Horse Open Sleigh paper pack comes with other colors. You can try to match the colors that are in the paper pack. In this case, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to match what's in here. Now, Christmas colors are, of course, red. So let's see. There is Cherry Cobbler. There is Real Red. We need Early Espresso. And maybe a green. Garden green. I like garden green. All right. So let's see, which one is this one? Nope. All right, we'll start with that. And I'm gonna need some water painters. Sorry, these are blender pens. We're gonna use some blender pens. All right, so I'm going to, let's go ahead and get some coloring in here. This is my Early Espresso. I'm gonna color the horse. And then we'll use that blender pen over top of the pencil, and it kind of erases your pencil marks. It makes it really look like marker. You don't have to be perfect in your coloring, just stay within the lines, and it will look just fine once you use that blender pen. Can you see that I'm not really doing a perfect job of coloring, but that will blend right out. It will be fine. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here on the sleigh. All right, let's go ahead and blend that out. I'm going to grab a silicone sheet just to make sure this is clean, and if you want it to just go on the back. Just make sure it wipes clean so that you inadvertently mix another color into your art piece here. Do you consider card making art? I think it is. There's a lot of thought that goes into making these things. And obviously we're using somebody else's stamp, but every card is handmade and personal to the person who makes it. And I like to make cards specifically for certain people, so if you get a card from me, I made it specifically for you. There's always something special about a handmade card, I think. Isn't that beautiful? Colored pencils. Gotta love it. And I'm just brushing away, blending away the pencil strokes here. So pretty. Almost done. We'll carry that over into the mane and the tail here a little bit. Beautiful. All right, let's get on to a little bit of red. This is cherry cobbler. We're going to just add a little bit of red details. I think we need red caps. And just a few details here in red. And then, let's see, did I pull a blue? I didn't pull a blue. I think we should use a little bit. Let's see. Night of Navy for the jackets. I don't have a colored pencil that is this Misty Moonlight. So we'll just work with what we have. All right, let's get the rest of that blended. Make sure my tip is clean, no residual color. And we'll do the reds. I love making Christmas cards, especially now that I'm doing Stampin' Up, because I play with all these stamp sets and then figure out which one I'm going to use for my own Christmas cards. Let's get the other side of this and blend in the blue. All right, that is it for the coloring. Now we're going to fussy cut it out, and that just means I'm going to give myself a little bit of a white outline and just cut this out of this large white piece. You can go as close as you like. I'm going about 1/8 of an inch away from the stamped image. And if you find it hard to do this, hold your scissor hand steady and move the paper, and you'll get a better cut. It doesn't really take very long. This is one of those super relaxing activities. Just take your time and you'll be so happy when you're done. I'm not going into all of these little nooks and crannies. You can, but I'm not going to do that. And there we have it. Beautiful. I think we might go in between the legs here, just so we see more of that paper beneath the horse. It's a little bit too much white space, I think. Let's see. Yep, and we'll go in between these legs a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to go all the way in there. And you can decide with your own projects how much detail you want to cut in here. I think that's pretty good. All right. So that's it for that. Let's put my scissors away. Now we can start to assemble a little bit. I'm going to stamp on the inside of my card. We're going to use, I think on the outside we're going to do Sending Warmth Your Way from Horse and Sleigh, and then of course we use this sleigh already. And then from Brightest Glow we're going to use Hoping Your Christmas Shines Bright with Love and Family. Love of Family Friends. I think we will. Okay, so on the inside, since we're opening this way, we want to make sure that our insert is laying the correct way. You don't want to do it this way. We're going to go this way, and I'm going to use the same early espresso on the inside. Make sure you have plenty of coverage. If you want, like I think I've smeared a little bit here, you can take a piece of scratch paper and just do a test stamp and see how it's going to look. That looks pretty good. So we'll just go right in the center here. Give it a nice firm press. And then also, let's see, from here, same one, from Horse and Sleigh, I'm going to take this and give that inside and a little bit of a detail. I'm going to take my scratch, either a scratch paper or your silicone mat, beautiful. That way, if you happen to go off the paper, that you're on a mat and you're not messing up your surface. Okay, so that's the inside. Let's go ahead and put this together. I'm going to put this on the inside with some Stampin' Seal. Beautiful. And then on the front, we'll put this one down. Isn't that beautiful on the back side too? Just beautiful paper. I'm going to give it a little more sticky on the front just to make sure this doesn't go anywhere. We're stuck a little bit there. Super sticky glue. All right, and we'll just center this one. Beautiful. We're going to add this with some dimensionals. I think before we do this, let's get our sentiment across the top. So this one says, Sending Warmth Your Way. This is from the same Horse and Sleigh. Oops, and we're gonna go right onto the designer series paper, but we're going to use Versamark ink, and we're going to be using some embossing powder. This is silver. This comes in a 3-pack of silver, gold, and bronze, and this is so pretty. All right, so in order to do that, I'm going to cut my area first. This is a coffee filter just to catch the extra powder. I'm gonna grab my little embossing buddy just to make sure that we don't get that embossing powder everywhere. Versamark ink, And we're going to get our sentiment right into that. And stamp. Beautiful. And now we're going to put our glitter down. I'm just going to grab a little brush to take off anything extra off of here. Make sure you don't actually touch your lettering, because it will come right off at this point. All right, I'm going to put this right back into the pot. I love the coffee filter idea because one, it contains your mess, and two, it makes it really easy to put things right back into the pot. Okay, and I still managed to make a little bit of a mess. No big deal. Okay, I'm going to bring back this mat. The silicone mat is heat resistant, and I'm going to need my heat tool. This is very loud, so I'm just going to do it quickly. I'm going to let it turn on and sit on for a few seconds, and then I can emboss with it. Let's see if I can get you in this shot. So right now, the wording is very flat. The embossing with the heat will turn it nice and shiny. Always heat the back of your project to prevent some of that warping. Let's go ahead and hit the inside of this way. There we go. So, sending warmth your way. Do you see how shiny that is? It's so pretty. So this silicone mat, had I put it just straight down, would have certainly protected my mat. This is a self-healing mat, but I just brought it up so you can see it a little better. Sending warmth your way. Very pretty. All right, and now we can add our sleigh with, there we are, with some Stampin' Dimensionals. These are minis, but you can use the large ones. These are great for getting into small spaces like that leg here, just to make sure you get nice coverage with the so you get nice coverage with the dimensional. Sorry, my mind just left me there for a second. And you can remove these little stickers here with your fingernails like I'm doing, or you can use a tool. Whatever works best for you. All right, so now I'm going to just position this. You decide where you want it. I think right here is fine. Beautiful. Sending warmth your way. Hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. So pretty. Okay, so just an added touch. We're going to use some iridescent rhinestones. And then we're going to call this card done. We'll use a medium and a small. Beautiful. I hope you like my videos. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you are notified when I post a new video. Thanks for watching.